Oshkosh Community Media Services is government programming on City Cable 10, community programming on CATV 2, and community radio on 101.9 FM WOCT Oshkosh.
This is Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Oshkosh Today. Lots of ground to cover on this particular program. It may be a little ways out yet, but folks are already starting to see the Sawdust. We tell you where you can catch some good tunes and enjoy a great lunch. The Leech streams live while teens can luau at Pollock. A big-time volleyball tournament sports an even bigger name. And the Y holds a golf outing while the Payne hopes to fare well on the green. All that before we focus on health. First up, I'm joined by Dan Gabbert and Rick Wing, two gentlemen here to talk Sawdust Days and the 4th of July parade. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Thanks for
the invitation. Thanks you for having us.
All right, Dan, let's start with you. When will this year's Sawdust Days Festival be, and how many years has this actually been now of this being in existence?
41 years. This will be our 42nd year down there, and it started years ago with a lot of different organizations, and it's moved through, but the present board has kept it alive and hope to do that for the next few years. It's getting very costly to run, but we're working on it, and I think we got things pretty well set for this year, so should run smooth.
So when you're in your 42nd year, obviously it's something that's had sustained success, but how do you keep things fresh? What's new for this year?
This year, we started a few years ago with the make and take tent for children, and this year we've kind of enhanced that, and we've got a bubbles and rolls and bubbles or something. We got things outside of that tent. Make and take is run by the Optimist Club of Oshkosh, and they have craft projects for the kids, and then we have bringing entertainment for them. So there's bubbles, and they're going to do magic, and they got baby cakes and Sparky balloon creations, and we got outside things. One thing that sounds very interesting to me is this Amazon adventure. It's 240 feet long, and it's for children. You start at one end, go through the other, and I have no idea what it is, but we try to bring in some other entertainment. So you can't just have beer tents, you know. We got to have something for everybody, and it's the kids that they come down there for a good time. So that's something the Optimist is in, and also Sawdust Days is carrying on and enlarging it this year. So,
what has been the key in your mind to sustaining success and actually being able to hold an event for now 42 years?
Yeah, well, it's changed a lot over the years, but right now the big thing is you've got to have something new every year. You got to change things around. You can't have people coming down there and seeing the same old thing every year and every year. We've had, I do some bookings for circus acts, and so we've had bear acts and lions and tigers and stuff like that for the public. And it's amazing how many people will ask for this stuff back. They really want to see it again, but we do change off. And if you don't change off, it becomes very boring to people. So I think we expect a good turnout this year. Last year with the extreme heat, we couldn't bring anything down there. Everything, we just had a bad year. And we hope to turn that around. We've made a lot of changes, got new board members, and so we're ready for it.
Sawdust Days, July 3rd through the 7th. Now, people who are down at this usually like to take in the fireworks, co-sponsored this year by the city and Festival Foods, but that's not on the 4th, though, right? When are the fireworks?
Fireworks are on the 5th this year, and the rain date would be obviously the 6th. So we kind of set that. So we got something. The parade will, be down there one day, and that'll enter in there, and then get a big push down there for the fireworks. And we like to keep it on the weekend if we can.
Absolutely. Now, Rick, something that is on the 4th is, of course, the 4th of July parade, which is a part of Sawdust Days. When will this start, and what is the route?
It starts on the 4th of July.
What time?
The parade steps off at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Assembly starts at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And some people like coming from out of town to participate, they'll arrive like 6 o'clock or something. And I've got people ready to go down there and be there when they start that. And then, as I said, that once the assembly is done, we step off at 9 o'clock in the morning, go north on Main Street. Okay. And then when you get to Irving, take a right, head down to the park. And when you get down to the park, take a left and go down to school where you're going to disperse.
Okay. So. Now, where are you right now as far as numbers and kinds of participants who are going to be partaking in the parade?
We've got between 70 and 75 so far.
Okay.
Like I said, on the 20th, we're going to place everybody where they're going to be in the parade. And then when they show up, we give them a ticket. Or give me a ticket with a number on it. Okay, this is you. This is where you go.
So if I'm a person, sitting at home and I decide I want to be in the parade, how can I participate? How can I sign up?
You can either contact me with two phone numbers.
Okay.
920-426-3406, and then 233-1136. Okay. And then my parade coordinator, Ann Hawk, she's got a 426-1355 number. Mm-hmm. And then we get your paperwork to be registered, and you're good to go.
How much, since you've been involved with the parade, how much has the parade really grown over the years?
Oh, man. Well, originally, the parade was just a one-shot deal. That was 1991 when 1157 came home from Desert Storm. Didn't have anything on the 2nd of, July, mm-hmm. 92, because it was originally just going to be a one-shot deal. Okay. Well, we got letters to the editor and phone calls, where's our parade and all this other stuff. And I thought, holy cow. And then we ran into a problem with some of the members. Work hours, interfered with the parade planning and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So Doc Sunleitner come up with us, and he says, I'll give you a hand getting this started. And that really was a shot in the arm.
Sure. So. Now, this Sawdust Days as a whole, Dan, very family friendly, family type event. Tell us just a little bit more about the other entertainment acts and things that people can take in.
Okay. Well, we got 40 bands.
Okay.
On 4 stages, where we got a new the glass nickel country stage, which has replaced our Cajun stage. Again, we're changing it up a little bit, something for everybody. Mm-hmm. So that'll take place this year. We got Sabora, Mexico, which is they're going to have 2 band stages, I understand. Okay. And there's plenty of Mexican food, Mexican music, and usually a pretty busy area down there.
Sure.
So.
All right, well, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Really appreciate it. And for anyone at home who needs more information, go to sawdustdays.com. We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we encourage you to treat yourself to some fine dining and music downtown this summer. Stay tuned.
Your passion? The arts, education, environment? Is it youth issues, women's issues, economic development, or scholarships? For 75 years, the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation has been helping people like you make a lasting difference in the community. For ideas that can help you, your heirs, and your community, visit our website or call 426-3993.
The Payne Art Center and Gardens in Oshkosh proudly presents Chihuly Venetians. This spectacular exhibition features 4 dozen colorful and intricate vessels by America's greatest glass artist, Dale Chihuly, along with his celebrated Laguna Murano chandelier, a 5-part sculpture with more than 1,500 individual pieces of blown glass. Chihuly Venetians is on view now through October 13th at the Payne in Oshkosh.
Welcome back. During a Midwest summer, there's nothing better than enjoying some food and tunes out on the lawn. Well, Live at Lunch, put on by the Chamber of Commerce, will give all of us that opportunity again and again. Here to explain is Megan Cook. Megan, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so tell us a little bit about Live at Lunch, the series. Where, when, and really for how long does this take place or run?
Okay, it's every Wednesday. Actually, today it started. The first act was June 12th, and it runs through August 14th. It's from noon to 1 in the Opera House Square, which is right next to the Grand Opera House. It brings in a lot of people. Today we saw about 200 people come through, and it was an awesome event. Thank God that the rain held up, and it was sun shining and beautiful. So so Wednesdays through August 14th in the Opera House Square from noon to 1.
So it's not, I'm assuming by your thank goodness to the rain holding off, it's not a rain or shine type of event.
If it's pouring out, I mean, there's electrical cords and sometimes there's bands, that need, if they're not doing acoustic or don't have a tent, people don't want to sit in the rain. So unfortunately, we don't have a huge tent where people can, be underneath there, but let's hope for good weather all 9 weeks.
What attracted this event, or why did you decide when this event first got started to do the Opera House Square?
I actually I wasn't here when it first started. This is actually the 10th annual year.
Then talk to what makes Opera House Square an attractive spot to hold an event like this.
It's awesome. Not only is it right smack dab, I mean, it's downtown, but it's also a beautiful area to be in. I mean, it's very open, and it's obviously directly downtown, so we love bringing people downtown and working with the BID. They're a huge supporter of this event, and being that, obviously the BID is the Business Improvement District for downtown, and it's they definitely encouraged us to have it down there as well. And with the new hotel, it's even better. I mean, lots of stuff is going on down there, and it's pretty awesome.
How long has the Chamber been putting this together, and how have they kind of sought out trying to maybe improve it along the way?
Well, I mean, each year, obviously, we look into reaching out to local artists, and we bring back some, and we bring some in that are new. But the major thing that, one way each year that we try to incorporate new sponsors and new and get the word out to the community. I mean, we have posters all over the place. We, reach out to area businesses, even if they aren't supporting, and invite them to the event. It's free of charge. Sure. I mean, it's family friendly. It's for families as well as, the community businesses and people to attend. So, I mean, it's constantly evolving. It's our 10th year, so now kind of marks the time, and it's.
So those people that show up and show up for the first time for an event like this, what can they expect other than, obviously, like you said, a lot of music? Yeah,
well, obviously the music, and then typically it's nice out. We have about 25 chairs available. It's first come, first serve. So bring your lawn chair, bring your blanket. And basically it's just people sprawled out on the grass, and in the Opera House Square, we have a restaurant that caters every single week, a different one. And they have a tent set up, and they have their own lunch menu. And it's typically around $8, so it's very feasible for everybody. And basically there's just a bunch of people, and you can mix and mingle, enjoy the sun, and listen to music and eat your lunch. It's
Speaking
awesome
of some of the acts, we've got it actually up on the screen now. Talk about who some of the acts are, the musical acts, and what type of acts traditionally are performing at Live at Lunch.
Sure. I mean, I'll pick the three different ones. We have kind of a more rock alternative individual coming in. Connor Lemieux, he actually has a local band, but he's just singly coming in and performing. We have Patchouli. They've come the last few years, and they're more of kind of the more hippie, acoustic sort of. They bring in drums and the kids can play on the drums. It's really fun. We have Aaron Krebs and Jeff Johnson. They actually play at the Algoma Club sometimes, and they're more of a jazz duo. So we have across the board, a little something for everyone. You
said it's just one local restaurant that does the catering or what each time. How is it determined which one for which act, I guess, if you will? And is it an opportunity in your mind for a local restaurant to see a boost in some business for people who might not have eaten there before?
Oh yeah, totally. We actually reach out to the downtown restaurants. So it's specifically, we don't just reach out to any restaurants in the area or who are chamber members. Specifically, we have Lara's, we have the Roxy, we have New Moon, we have Cranky Pat's, and the list goes on, and they come down and, basically it does boost, their sales because they have their restaurant open and they have an opportunity to showcase their food live at lunch, maybe to people, and hand out pamphlets to all those people, 200 plus that come down there. So it's a great boost for them.
You said that this is something where you reach out to sponsors, new sponsors each year. Who are some of the major sponsors this time around?
Well, like I mentioned, the Business Improvement District is a huge sponsor. They always help us out every year, and we're very grateful for that. We have major sponsors, community sponsors, and event sponsors. But our major sponsors, we have 6 this year that we're very grateful for. We have Bank First National, the Community Blood Center, we have Rasmussen College, the City Center, Bergstrom, Import Super Center, as well as WPS. So.
All right, well, awesome. Thank you for coming in and kind of highlighting the event and telling people what it's all about.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Next up, the Oshkosh Parks Department has 2 events they'd like you to know about. Jenny McColian will join us with a whole lot more after the break.
Hi, I'm Mayor Bergtauer, and I'm asking for your help. The city has several boards and commissions that play important roles in just about every aspect of local government. Whether it's the Parks Board or the Landmarks Commission, these and other boards act as a forum for citizens to address their concerns and questions about Oshkosh city government. The boards also provide members the opportunity to make positive suggestions to the council or city staff to move the city forward. So here's where we need your help. For our city to work effectively, we need active citizen participation. Many of our boards and commissions currently need members. We're asking for just a few hours of your time each month to serve on one of our boards or commissions and help to ensure a strong democratic process. So please consider serving on a city board or commission. For an application, visit the city website, stop by the city manager's office in City Hall, or call 236-5000. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to your possible involvement.
We're back, and as promised, with Jenny McColian. Jenny, we go from one concert type series, if you will, in Live at Lunch to another streaming live at the Leach, both with live in the title. What is streaming live at the Leach for those who don't know about this?
Sure. This is a Tuesday night concert series that we started last year. So it's a Tuesday night from 6 until 9 p.m. where we have pretty local music come down and kind of get known in the community for people to come down and listen to and just enjoy a nice summer night at the Leach.
Yeah, so you can go from a Tuesday night streaming live at the Leach to a Wednesday afternoon live at lunch for anyone who's really big in local music. How long does this concert series run for this summer?
We pushed it back a little bit this year. So our first one is on July 9th, and then it goes through August 13th on Tuesday night. So it's a 6-week concert series. Okay.
Each night that this is open, when do the gates open, and then when do the actual musical acts start?
Sure. The gates open at 5:30, and we do have concessions down there and beverages. Glass Nickel Pizza does our food for us. And then the music will actually start at 6. The first band will play from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And then the main band will play from 7:30 to 9.
Okay.
There are a couple weeks that we just have one band playing the whole entire, all the time we have available. But otherwise, typically from 6 to 7 and 7:30 to 9.
I know the answer to this, and this is actually my favorite question. But tell people what the cost of this event is.
Yes, it's free.
That's the best answer.
Yes, due to a very generous donation this year by Citizens First Credit Union, they are our sponsor for this event. So we are hoping that we really drive the people down there for numbers, and there is no cost to come. So you can just come and enjoy time with friends, and that's all thanks to Citizens First.
When seeking out a sponsor for an event like this, how difficult is something like that to go around and kind of find the right fit, if you will?
Sure, it can be challenging, definitely challenging. Citizen First has been a sponsor of ours in the past as far as a major institutional sponsor for the Leach Amphitheater. They are very excited this year about jumping on with the streaming live at the Leach. They plan on being down there. On some nights they have a kind of fun glass truck that has some family game type things in it that the kids can come in and play some games and stuff. So they're excited. They've been doing a lot of promotional pieces out with their members, and they really want to be involved, and we're really happy to have them.
Other than the music for streaming live at the Leach, what can people expect when they go down there? Maybe how does it stand out from any other, I guess, concert series?
Sure. We're doing a couple new things this year. A couple of nights we will have B104.7 will be doing some live remotes down there, and they have a bounce house. The kids, it's a family event, so you can bring the kids. We have the concessions, and we're going to have a jump house down there some of the nights. And then also we're going to have some local vendors this year. So anyone looking to sell whatever is they want to, we have someone that makes some bags, some handbags that they really like. They make
right.
Maybe some food vendors, different things like that can come down and just set up little stations for people to kind of just visit around while there breaks in music and things like that. So
sure. How does with an event like this, how does the Leach benefit most? In what way from holding an event like streaming live at the Leach?
Sure. I just think really we want people to know about the Leach, and we want people to know it's a beautiful place, it's a great place to be during the summer, so that people book more, whether it be company picnics or weddings or whatever it is that they're looking to have a facility to have something at, that they know about it and know that we're there and that they can rent it for other reasons.
Moving on, another event the Parks Department is heading up, if you will, is Teen Night, Luau, and Karaoke over at the Pollock Community Pool. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, that's a night that we dedicate just to our teens. And so the water park closes to the general public at 5:30 on that evening. And then from 6 to 8, we just have a night just for the teens. We have a DJ that comes in, and the kids can, do karaoke and be all silly. We have different activities for them to do while they're there. We have drawings for prizes, some concession specials, things like that. So just for a night for them to come over and just enjoy some time with other teens.
And I know on the screen right there it says teens 12 to 17 years, but I believe, isn't it 18 plus can attend as well?
Yeah, and a lot of times we got some, for those younger teens, the 13s, we got questions, if parents can come with them. Well, of course, we're not going to turn, if a parent wants to come with their teens or whatever, but it's just a night that's dedicated to the teens, but yeah. You
mentioned a lot of different events and happenings that night for teens. Who kind of is responsible for picking the events? Because I'm sure it's got to be someone hip enough to know what's
sure.
going on and what the teens like at this
sure.
day and age.
This is, this year we have actually 5 special events at the water park throughout the summer. And so between myself and the recreational supervisor, Veronica Robinson, we kind of sit down each year and try to plan some just fun events for different age groups, different things that people can look forward to. So we try to change it up every year and have things that people like to do. So
sure. What's the cost to any of the teens that want to come out for that?
If they are a season pass holder, it is included in their season pass for the year, so there's no additional cost for that.
Okay.
And then if it's someone who doesn't have a season pass, after 5 o'clock we have the reduced rate, so it would be $3 then at the reduced rate.
And finally, where can someone go to find out more information on, I guess, really both of the events that we covered?
Our city website. All of our information for the Leach Amphitheater and Pollock Community Water Park is on our city website.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
the time. Time to take another break, but just ahead, an Olympic gold medalist will step foot in Oshkosh soon for a big-time volleyball tournament. Who are we talking about? Find out next.
Steampunk, this summer, only at the Oshkosh Public Museum. Come see the most unique and interesting museum exhibit in Wisconsin, and the only exhibit dedicated to steampunk. Wild, fun, and wonderful. Your eyes, ears, and fingers will feast on a fantastical mixture of wondrous machines and gadgets, stunning artwork, and elaborate costumes. Outrageous designs, spectacular styles, and funky gadgets await you. Steampunk, only at the Oshkosh Public Museum.
The Payne Art Center and Gardens in Oshkosh proudly presents Chihuly Venetians. This spectacular exhibition features 4 dozen colorful and intricate vessels by America's greatest glass artist, Dale Chihuly, along with his celebrated Laguna Murano chandelier, a 5-part sculpture with more than 1,500 individual pieces of blown glass. Chihuly Venetians is on view now through October 13th at the Payne in Oshkosh.
The Wapaka Boat Ride Tournament. It's an outdoor volleyball tourney with a big name and some big-time talent, including founder Tom Galecki and his partner in crime, Eddie Zellhofer. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so the name of the event, Tom, is unique. What's the origin behind the Wapaka Boat Ride Volleyball Tournament?
Well, this is our 30th year. 29 years ago, we started off with a group of friends just looking to play some volleyball on a weekend, and it started in Wapaka, and afterwards we went on a boat. And 30 years later, we're up to 1,000 teams, and there's no longer outgrew our city of origins, and then also outgrew the boat.
And this is the, it's also known as the U.S. Open of Grass Volleyball, as it says on your shirt, I believe?
Yes. We wanted to get a name that basically told people what it was, because right when you just said Wapaka Boat Ride, unless you were a volleyball player, you never knew what it really was.
Right.
So we wanted to get a name into it that encompassed all the players and where they come from and what it stood for.
When is this year's tourney? Where is it? And how many participants are you expecting?
It's July 12th, 13th, and 14th this year, and we're expecting again about over 1,000 teams and 3,000 players from around the country and also teams from international.
And it's over at Brighton Acres. For people who are from the Oshkosh area and might not know where that is, where is it within this area?
It's just south of the Country USA grounds off of Fisk Avenue. And the sports shed is also located on that facility.
Eddie, with how many, just a real big number of teams, as Tom was just talking about, how many courts are put up for an event like this?
We generally start around 200.
Wow. Okay. And are those, how many of those are active at a particular time within?
We actually, the first round of playoffs is when we need the most courts, and that's when we have to fluctuate a little bit between 200, 220 courts or so. And
okay.
After that, it kind of dwindles down throughout the day.
So if someone, first off, are you still taking sign-ups and registrations for this? And how does someone go about doing it? What are the best ways if someone's interested in playing?
It is all online registration at wapakaboatride.com.
Okay.
You can sign up until July 5th, I believe. If you sign up before July 1st, it's a cheaper rate.
Okay, and now what are the levels? Because I know someone like myself, I mean, I've played volleyball before, but I'm not on the Misty May or any, Olympic volleyball type level.
For our triples tournament, which is our big tournament on Saturday, we have 7 divisions for men and women. We have the Open, which is the best of the best, down to like a rec level B.
Okay.
And then we actually even have a Masters, which is for 37 and older.
Okay. Now, Tom, I just kind of alluded to it, but Misty May Trainer is going to be competing in the tournament on Friday. Is that correct?
Friday. We're very excited about that, and that's going to draw a lot of attention. It'll be basically the first time she's competed in an actual sand doubles event since she won her last gold medal in the London Olympics last year.
Who reached out to her? I mean, how did this happen? Because it's not, I mean, like you said, it is a big name. It's as big as a name as there is pretty much in volleyball right now, I think. So who reached out to her and what exactly attracted her to this event?
We actually reached out to her 3 years ago, and she was going to come in and do our youth camps and just do volleyball clinics with the kids. And then 2 years ago, late in February, she said, well, I'm actually going to go for the 3rd gold medal. And so the last couple of years, we've had her father, who is also an Olympian, and one of her coaches. He came in, ran our clinics with a few other professional volleyball players, and they did our clinics. Well, this year, we finally get her on site, so we're very excited about that.
What else is she doing out there outside of actually competing in the tournament?
Well, Friday she's going to be playing in 2 tournaments, grass 4s and a sand doubles. Saturday she's going to be running her clinics, and then Sunday she's going to do her Misty May doubles tournament for youth.
Okay. Eddie, just talk about, I actually saw this this ad running on, I forget what station it was, but I mean, talk about just the excitement level that this event generates, especially when you're talking about a mass number of people, 900 some teams participating in an event like this.
It's every year we talk about, we get this question from people, and we treat it like it's a family reunion of sorts. A lot of the volleyball players, I just was in a tournament in Wausau this last weekend, and that's all everyone's talking about already is what they're going to do and who they're playing with and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of us played in college or just played in leagues, and we moved away from each other, and this is the one time of year that we really get to come together and see each other, and so a lot of people are looking forward to it for those reasons.
For the people that aren't, and either of you can touch on this, for the people who are going to be in attendance for this event but aren't necessarily playing in it, they're there to watch, what else outside of the volleyball is there for someone to do who's going to be out on the grounds of Brighton Acres?
Well, it's obviously a very, how shall we put it, a scenic event. You have, 500 women's teams, 500 men's team running around on the grounds all weekend. We also do bands. On Saturday night, we have a live band, and Friday night, we're going to do a DJ out there on site. And that goes along with the camping, because there's also camping on site. So it's become sort of a festival. So, but it's very, it's a family oriented. We do kids clinics. There's a lot of things to do out there for anybody of any age.
And is the event open to the general public, even those who might not have a daughter or a father or whoever playing in this tournament?
Yes, it's open to anybody, and it's a free admission. There's, anybody can come.
Going back to the whole Misty May trainer thing, because I'm kind of intrigued by this, because she's playing in the tournament, is there a chance that anyone, upsets her and whoever her partner is? I'm assuming it's not Carrie Walsh that's going to be playing with her.
No, Carrie's not going to be playing with her, but she's going to have to work to earn that title. It's gotten out in the volleyball world that this is going to be basically one of her last tournaments that she plays in.
Sure.
So we're getting a lot of interest from a lot of professional teams, and we'll get some teams up from Brazil and so forth that are going to challenge her. So she's going to have to work for it.
Sounds like a great time. Thank you both for being here. Really appreciate it. We head to yet another break, but stay tuned because the Y needs you to either whine or play golf for a great cause.
Steampunk, this summer, only at the Oshkosh Public Museum. Come see the most unique and interesting museum exhibit in Wisconsin, and the only exhibit dedicated to steampunk. Wild, fun, and wonderful. Your eyes, ears, and fingers will feast on a fantastical mixture of wondrous machines and gadgets, stunning artwork, and elaborate costumes. Outrageous designs, spectacular styles, and funky gadgets await you. Steampunk, only at the Oshkosh Public Museum.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over. When you see lights,
vests, or reflectors,
please give us some room. Slow down and move over. When you need us,
we've got your back.
You have ours.
You got our back?
You got ours? You got our back? Please, slow down.
And move over.
welcome back. Amy Albright, our next guest, and Amy from the YMCA wants you to play some golf and help out the kids. Do it for the kids, people. All right, Amy. So tell us a little bit about this YMCA golf outing that's coming up. And then along with that, there's something called the Whining Women event.
Correct. July 15th is our date. So coming up at the Oshkosh Country Club. We have a traditional golf outing, so a scramble.
Mm-hmm.
We still have foursomes available, so please, OshkoshYMCA.org or give me a call.
Okay.
But our exciting event that sort of makes our event different is we have Whining Women in the afternoon. Starts at 4 o'clock, and it sort of fills up our afternoon while the golfers are out having a fun time on the course. We're enjoying a wine tasting from McKnight and Carlson.
Okay.
And then we all come together for dinner and silent auction, and it just ends up being basically a big party.
Okay.
Quite a lot of fun.
So the Whining Women portion of it, what is the cost for someone who wants to attend that? And I guess also what's the cost for someone who wants to attend and play in the golf outing?
Yep. So Whining Women is $50 for your ticket.
Mm-hmm.
That includes a wine tasting of about 6 wines.
Okay.
And a little, we do some cheese and grapes, and
Sure.
we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun during the wine tasting. It's about 75 women that get it together in one room for an hour of, camaraderie and talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets louder as the wines go on, as far as the tasting goes. And then that also includes your heavy appetizers for a dinner portion.
Okay.
Golf outing is $150 to golf, which includes your lunch, dinner, 18 holes, cart, commemorative gift, drinks on the course. We have a blast.
Okay.
So
with the Whining Women event, you said that there's going to be about 6 different wines to taste. Who or how was it decided that which wines are selected to taste, I guess?
Every year we kind of do a different little lineup, and McKnight and Carlson helps us pick those out. So sometimes we do an Australian theme, sometimes it's an Italian theme. They have not revealed the theme to us this year, but I'm sure it'll be fabulous. We always do whites and reds for people who, like whites, like reds.
Right.
And it ends up being a really good time.
Oshkosh Country Club is the location on the 15th of July. Why was that picked as the location?
We've been there. This is probably our 7th year, I would say. It just offers a great course for golfers. Just a beautiful location. They do an awesome job with the golf. Actually, as part of our golf outing, you receive a voucher to come back and golf again.
Okay.
So that's kind of a little bit of a bonus.
Sure.
And then they offer, a great facility for us to offer the wine tasting in the afternoon as well.
Sponsors, who are they, and can you still get them if someone wants to be a sponsor?
Yes, sponsorships are always available.
Okay.
We have a lineup of sponsors. We have Baker Tilly. Bergstrom is doing a car for a hole-in-one. So, for those of you who feel like they can sink it, you can win a Volkswagen Jetta.
Wow.
So we're really excited about that. We have various hole sponsors. It's a great event.
What if someone hits 2 hole-in-ones? Is it limited to one car?
I think it's limited to one car. I'm pretty sure. I can go back and
I don't
check.
think anyone's quite that lucky, but I'm sure it's probably limit 1 per customer.
Yeah.
Talk about, with all the money that you're going to get from the Whining Women and also the golf event, what do the proceeds help support in the end?
Yep. All of the proceeds stay in our community for the Strong Kids campaign. The Strong Kids campaign ensures that no person in our community is denied YMCA services or membership based on financial limitations, meaning that we want everybody to be able to experience the Y, whether or not they can afford it or not.
All right, and when you say Strong Kids campaign, what is the age limit of the kids? Because it's not like I can just come and say, well, I can't afford it.
Well,
let me come for free, or is that the case?
Actually, what we do is it is called the Strong Kids campaign because one of our focus areas is kids, kids and families. But we do offer financial assistance to anybody who might need it. We do require proof of employment, and we do some checks so that we're being good stewards of our dollars. But we do subsidize over $600,000 a year in financial assistance right in our community. So.
Wow.
We do this fundraiser raises between $25,000 and $30,000 for us, which is a huge chunk. But we do some amazing work with kids at camp, swim lessons, youth sports, childcare, all the different things we offer.
For anyone who's interested in partaking in either of the 2 events, how do they sign up?
You can go to OshkoshYMCA.org and get all the information. Give us a call at the Y. We have registration forms at both locations. give me a call or email me, Amy Albright at OshkoshYMCA.org. We can set you up.
Okay, so you don't like, just playing devil's advocate here, you don't like golf, you maybe aren't into wine. How can you help support the YMCA without doing those two things?
Without doing those things, you can just write a check, which is, we love those checks that just randomly come into the Y. They're just made payable to Oshkosh YMCA. But we have other events that go on throughout the year. We'll have the Turkey Trot coming up, which is a great way to participate.
Sure.
And the Dragon Boat races, the Y is part of those. But absolutely, just to learn more about Strong Kids, anybody can give us a call at any time. We'd love to talk to people about all the great things the Y is doing.
And you said there is a silent auction, so can people
yes.
donate,
yes.
items for that?
Yes, we're absolutely looking for sponsorships, looking for great auction items. If somebody didn't want to golf or partake in the wine tasting but wanted to come to the dinner, we actually do sell a ticket for that, which is just $30.
Okay.
So you can just call me about that as well.
Speaking of the silent auction, what kind of items do you have currently?
We're working on those right now, but we do have, we get a really awesome variety of things. We have about 50 items, and everything from Packer tickets to exciting art, fun craft items, just really cool stuff.
And finally, since we're running out of time, just one more time, where do people go to get more information on this?
OshkoshYMCA.org is probably the easiest place, or give us a call at the Y.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For all of you planning on playing in the YMCA golf outing, I hope you fare well on the green. And speaking of fare on the green, that's the title of the Payne's next event, which we cover after another quick break.
Hello, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. Roundabouts are new to many of us in Oshkosh, so we have to take extra precaution when using them. Remember, safety is the key. Slow down. The speed limit in the roundabout is only 15 miles an hour. Avoid distractions. Focus all your attention on navigating the roundabout. Find the proper lane. Check out the signage leading up to the roundabout. Choose your lane assignment early and stay in your lane. Evaluate the situation. Take notice of what kind of vehicles are in front of you. Sometimes larger trucks need to take up both lanes of a roundabout. Think to look for pedestrians and allow them to cross when entering and exiting a roundabout. Yield to traffic on your left. You must yield to all traffic in the roundabout, and that traffic will be coming from your left. Again, safety is the key. Remember that word and what those letters represent, and your roundabout driving experience will be a smooth one. Thanks for your support.
This episode of Oshkosh Today has been about big events, a big volleyball tournament, the big time Sawdust Days Festival, and now it's time to talk about art in a big way. Michelle Rector joining us now. Michelle, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so the next big event or one of the next big events for the Payne is the Fair on the Green event, which, as I kind of alluded to just there, is an artsy type of event. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Fair on the Green is a great summer festival that we do every year, and it is a great way for visitors to come and see a lot of great art vendors and maybe purchase things.
When you say art vendors, I mean, I know that this is supposed to be a pretty big one in terms of the amount of vendors. How many different vendors and exhibits, that type of thing, are supposed to be there?
Well, we have about 100 to 150 vendors.
Wow.
And they feature things from the region as well as beyond the states. So we've got some people coming from New Mexico, Illinois, South Dakota, and Minnesota this year.
And is that right on the grounds of the Payne, or where is it?
It is. It's we close off Congress Avenue, so on the corner of Algoma and Congress, and then on the corner of Elmwood and Congress are where most of our vendor booths are.
Okay.
And then Congress is closed so that we can have other food vendors and entertainment.
Okay, great. When is Fair on the Green this year, and when does it kick off, or what time does it start at, if you will?
July 7th is the day. It's a Sunday, and 9 to 4 is the event time. And we'll feature vendors that do clothing, purses, jewelry, other wearable art, art for their home, art for their lawn.
If someone wants to come to this event, what is the admission cost?
There's no admission for, it's a free event for the Fair on the Green. If people did want to take advantage of the gardens and the exhibition, our Dale Chihuly exhibition, admission rates would apply.
Sure, and talk about the Chihuly exhibit for just a little bit. What is that? I think we've covered it a little bit before, and there was actually a PSA early in the show about it. What is it, though?
Well, we're featuring works from Dale Chihuly, and he's right now the foremost contemporary glass artist of our time. And so we have 47 vessels, 12 paintings, and a 5-piece chandelier, all on view in the gallery, and it is a very phenomenal exhibition.
Okay, now going back to the Fair on the Green event itself, what is kind of, I guess, stand out about this event? What makes it special?
I think what makes it special is that it is right on the grounds of the Pain, and it has grown every year. And the other thing is that we kind of include live art by having artists perform, musicians. Then we have the art that people can purchase, and then we also have food art. We have a lot of great food vendors, anything from cedar crust ice cream to hot dogs to rolls and all kinds of great things.
The actual art, not food art, but the actual art that people are going to buy. What types of works are the art vendors usually selling, specializing in? Obviously, it's got to come from a wide
reach. It's a wide reach, and so anything from wearable art, clothing, jewelry, to art that people can display in their home. Garden art is really big because people's gardens are taking off at this time of year. So things that they can display are always nice things that they can take away from this show.
A little bit earlier, you mentioned that there's going to be some musical artists there. You know, talk about some of the local artists or just bands or singers or whoever that's coming in for the event.
We have a lot of musicians that really love to support this event. This year, we're working with 50% folk, Druid's Table in Shady Grove, and people might have heard some of their music at farmers market or farmers markets in the region. And so there are 3 different types of artists, but they draw a really wide audience for us.
Sure. And now, with this being 100+ vendors, is this the one of the bigger art fairs, if you will, in the area?
It is. It really has taken on a life of its own, and it really has become one of the biggest art fairs in the region.
Who or what does this event support with money that's maybe brought in?
Any of the proceeds support the Pain itself, and so it really does help us support everything that we do at the Pain.
So are that being said, these artists are contributing their works and selling their works and then giving the proceeds to you, or how does that work?
It's just by securing their vendor booth. And so
great.
they're not, they're making their own.
I was going to say, that's pretty generous of them.
No, they're making their own, but it's a great way for us to do some community programming.
What type of an audience do you see this usually bringing in?
Wide variety. I mean, anything from families looking for something to do on Sunday to couples to single people looking for something to do with their friends. I mean, they're really a wide reach. Really, anybody looking for something to do on a Sunday is a great market.
Sure. I'll give you your little spot up on the soapbox now, if you will. Why would you come to this event? Why would you tell someone to come to this event?
Well, I think it's a great way to check out what people have going on in a really beautiful setting. I always am on the market for jewelry or other items, and this is a great way to see a lot of vendors throughout the state.
And this is, how long has this event been going on? I apologize if you...
It's been going on for several years now for us, and so it really has grown, and vendors really are impressed with the venue, and so keep coming back year after year.
Sure, and I'm sure for someone who goes out to any event that's big and attracts a lot of people, just going out there to people watch, if nothing else.
Oh, people watching is great, and you can sit and listen to music. I mean, it really, when I go, I see more people on that Sunday than I usually do any other day in the city. So.
All right, now remind everyone, where can they go to get more information or to find out what's going on over at the Pain?
Sure, our website is the best spot to look, so thepain.org, and then they can always give us a call at 235-6903.
All right, well, thank you for all the information. Appreciate it. When we return from our final break, it's that time again to focus on health with a man we all know as Ted Stefaniak.
What's your passion? The arts, education, environment? Is it youth issues, women's issues, economic development, or scholarships? For 75 years, the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation has been helping people like you make a lasting difference in the community. For ideas that can help you, your heirs, and your community, visit our website or call 426-3993.
The Payne Art Center and Gardens in Oshkosh proudly presents Chihuly Venetians. This spectacular exhibition features 4 dozen colorful and intricate vessels by America's greatest glass artist, Dale Chihuly, along with his celebrated Laguna Murano chandelier, a 5-part sculpture with more than 1,500 individual pieces of blown glass. Chihuly Venetians is on view now through October 13th at the Payne in Oshkosh.
All right, as they say, knowledge is power, and today, as always, Ted Stefaniak provides us with some knowledge in our Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today we're standing outside the emergency department here at Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh. It's hard to believe that anything can go wrong on a beautiful day like this, but our friends inside, well, they're pretty much busy every day of the year. Today we're going to be speaking with Jennifer Franz. She's a registered nurse and also the stroke coordinator here at Aurora. She wants us to know about the signs and symptoms of having a stroke and why it's so important to seek immediate attention if you think you're having a stroke. Well, thanks for joining us today. We're in one of your emergency rooms right now. So many life-saving devices behind us, and a lot of them helping out with people that are dealing with strokes. And we were just talking before we started this interview, there are 2 different types of strokes. Can you kind of tell us about those?
Sure. The 2 different types of strokes are they can be ischemic stroke. So that's where a blood clot is, or plaque is cutting off the circulation to the blood in the brain in one of the vessels. So that can be caused, like people that have hypertension or high cholesterol. From that, people can have a TIA, which is a mini stroke from that. The symptoms don't last very long. They last less than 24 hours. But if they have a long-term ischemic stroke, those symptoms will last 24 hours and can be life-threatening. The hemorrhagic stroke is more of the vessel ruptures in the brain. So it's due to high pressure in there.
Okay. Would a patient realize which stroke they're having? And I guess that's not important for a person. What would be some of the signs that somebody would be, that they would feel or notice that would say, hey, I better get some help?
Sure. The symptoms of stroke vary on the individual, but it's more of weakness of the face, the arm, usually on one side, or the leg, including that. They can have some slurred speech, difficulty understanding, or being able to talk to people. They can also have headaches, which is more of the hemorrhagic. They have a sudden onset of a headache, worst they've ever had in their life, and they're really not attributed to anything that they've done. They can also have some difficulty swallowing, and really more weakness and fatigue.
You know, it's interesting, we were talking about some of the issues that people go through when they're trying to decide whether to seek out help for stroke. And you probably see more people that think they're having a stroke than they're actually having a stroke. But it's important if you think you're having any of those symptoms to seek help immediately, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, most of our interventions that we can give to patients are time sensitive. So it's based on the patient and their physician's guidance. But they're a lot, like up to 18 hours is a lot of the interventions. So getting to the hospital timely is very important if you're having any of the symptoms to be evaluated.
Yeah, if you guess wrong that you're having a stroke, you can walk out. But if you think you're having a stroke and you actually are, what are some of the things people would be dealing with if they wait too long to react to a stroke?
Correct. The lifelong disability from it. So if you don't, you might have arm weakness or limited strength in that. It is the leading cause of disability in the United States and one of the 4 leading causes of morbidity and mortality that people have. So it's really getting it to there timely to see if they can help you out is important.
If a person thinks they're having a stroke, should they get in their car and start driving, or do you need to call 911?
If you think you're having a stroke, I definitely would call 911 so the paramedics can get there and help you, because you hate to have something life-threatening happen on the way into the hospital. Absolutely.
Yeah. What happens when a patient comes in to the emergency department with stroke symptoms?
We definitely take you back to the emergency room quickly. There's a lot of things that kind of happen all at once because it is a very time-sensitive thing and can have some drastic effects. So they'll bring you back to a room, ask you a whole bunch of questions about your health history and medications that you're on, and then you'll see the emergency room physician and then be taken to CAT scan most of the time immediately, as well as some lab draws to kind of help us decide on the treatment plan. So it's kind of a pretty fast-paced in the beginning.
Right, and a lot of times it ends up not being a stroke and a person can walk out shortly after that. But if they are having a stroke, what happens if a patient is admitted?
Admitted to the hospital, it's kind of a little less chaos there per se. They do go to usually our stroke unit, which is our intensive care unit, which is stroke certified unit for the Joint Commission. So we send all our patients mostly there. They kind of get worked up. They can have further CTs, imaging, such as an MRI, lab results, kind of to pinpoint exactly what's happening.
I know, Aurora, you guys are very proud. You have a certification when it comes to stroke awareness.
Correct. We are actually a primary stroke center since 2008 through the Joint Commission, which kind of says that we can take care of the stroke patients in the community.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you do?
We do we're starting to do some community education. We meet all our measures for Joint Commission. We kind of evaluate all our stroke patients to make sure that we're providing the best care to them.
All right, Jen. Well, we appreciate you taking some time with us today.
All right. Thank you so much.
Again, it is so important that if you think you're having a stroke or you have any signs of a stroke, that you call 911 immediately. If you have any other questions regarding stroke, talk to your primary care provider or give us a call here at Aurora at 303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
That's going to do it for this episode of Oshkosh Today. Thanks to all of our guests, and thank you for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you around Oshkosh.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. To find replay times for Oshkosh Today, to be a guest on the show, or to watch online, visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.